explained in your evidence that you don't believe that there is any issue with respect to people that are very close working together, if I may get your evidence. Yes. Right? So my question is, did you have any disclosure policy? Because you said you did not know that she was related to Mr. Senghor. Did she disclose this fact to you? Because I believe that she was in the council before you got Mr. Senghor on board.
I did not consult her on the appointment of Mr. Senghor. She's not in the council. She has her own law firm.
No. What I mean is she was retained.
Yes.
You understand? When Bensouda and co left the council as their legal advisor. Yes. So I believe that she was giving legal advice before you did set up the KMT and KMM.
Yes.
Did she disclose that she was related to Mr. Senghor to you?
You mean after Senghor was appointed?
Before he was appointed.
No, I did not consult her on the appointment.
After he was appointed, did she disclose to you?
I believe that's when one of them told me that they're related.
Who told you?
I'm not sure, but one of them did.
But do you think it was her responsibility to disclose to you?
After the fact, I guess she could disclose to me, but I'm not sure whether it was him or her.
All right. Yes. Find out and let us know.
Okay.
Because she has a duty to disclose to you. You understand? Okay. These facts. Okay. Right? Council, you may proceed.
Yes, thank you very much. Can we have the documents that?
Yes, yesterday the chairperson asked me to get her clearer documents. I believe one of the documents was difficult to see, so I got an enlargement. I think this was the expenses related to the KETP project on the audit. And the budget relating to some activities. On the FID grant, she wanted the project description. Yes, that's just the FID grant. On the feasibility study, she wanted the findings and the application, I think. Yes, this is the application. Those are the documents.
We apply to tender the following documents. The one we have, the expenditure verification of the project, the one you provided earlier, is it not the same one with this one? No?
Yes, but it was not clear.
Okay.
The back was smudged.
Yes, that's true. Is it possible to have a soft copy?
This was sent to me via WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Unless somebody has WhatsApp.
Okay, we will try to see whether you can liaise with the registrar, because it is clearer to me than the earlier one, but still there are parts of the document that you cannot read. It's not legible enough. But let me just apply to have it admitted. The Carnival Municipal Council expenditure verification of the project as a KETP from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022 to replace the earlier copy. Okay, so this is in French. The content are in English, I believe. That is the breakdown of the expenses, the enlargement you have.
Okay.
I see, but I can't. I'm trying to pronounce the words in French. I cannot be able to do that. But it's dated the 26th of August 2019. And is this all the expenditure statement for
Yes, from the auditor's report.
auditor's report? We also have the description of activities of the retrocession beneficiary. That is a project description of the FID grant, correct?
Yes, fit.
The on-granting agreement as well, is it not the same copy or is also not legible as well? We have, I believe we have this one, the on-granting agreement.
Okay.
Out of caution, I'll just have, I'll make an application to have it admitted and we can compare the two. We also equally apply to have this document admitted. That is the financing of the Fund for Innovation in Development. There's an on-granting agreement between University of Essex and KMC. I recall reading this yesterday. That we also have the Midwest, is it GO or GO group?
I think they call it the Go group.
The GO group, okay. That is to the 7th of September 2019. Addressed to the Mayor, Talib Ahmed Bensouda of Canberra Municipality. Respect to the Gambia Solid Waste Management. Yeah, we also need to compare this one. It appears as if we have it as well. The application form for the multi-annual projects, the Bengo project. These documents to be admitted to evidence and marked as exhibit.
Mayor Bensouda, do you have a copy of the original audit report?
Of the audit report?
Yes, the original copy.
I have the soft copy. I printed the soft copy.
But you don't have, you have the original soft copy of the audit report?
On my telephone.
Yes, so kindly liaise with the registrar to have that put in a
I can forward to you.
pen drive or flash drive, so that we can have it, because some of this, like the last page, which is annex to 3.2, is very, very faint. You cannot even read it. So if we have the soft copy, we will be able to clearly see this part of the document. Council, do we, because it's not clear. Do we still admit it? Because it wouldn't make any sense for us to admit this document because we will not be able to use it.
I agree entirely. I will
Yes.
suggest that we have
get
the
the
soft
soft
copy.
copy.
Yeah.
Yes, so we will return this one to you. Mayor Bensouda, I believe the feasibility study recommendations and request for proposal, which is dated the 27th of September 2019, the copy we admitted yesterday is very clear. And is it? What we asked for was the attachments to this document.
Feasibility study.
Yes, this one. What we asked for is the attachment to this document. But the study itself is very clear based on what I perused yesterday.
The Go, is this the Go group?
Yes, this is the Midwest Go Group. So what we requested for, if I could recall, is the attachments. It does have attachments, because in the document it indicated that the study has attachments. For instance, for example, the request for proposal documents and the background information, etc., etc.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll ask the director.
Yes. So please let us have that, and then we would admit those documents.
On this one, sorry, Chair.
Yes.
The last page
Yes.
is clear. I think it's just very tiny.
Yes, it's very tiny. We can't read it, even whereas we have glasses on. It's very, very tiny. Can you read?
I can read it.
You can read it.
But I have vision 20.
Well, I have a challenge, and the lead counsel also have challenge in reading it because the writings are very
But
tiny.
I'll send this soft copy.
Yes, so send us the soft copy of the original audit report. And so. The Mayor Bensouda, the on-granting agreement between KMC and University of Essex, this document is, we have already admitted this document. Okay. And what we were requesting for instance, is the Schedule 3 for the financial agreement.
The
Schedule 3 for the financial agreement, which is not part of the document. And also the annexures for this agreement. Because the annexures will give us an idea of how many schedules were contained in the document.
okay.
Right? And it's not here.
I'll ask the project manager.
Yes. And the the FID project description.
Yes.
What we have is based on what you have submitted. It starts from page 15 and it ends at page 17. And the starting point for this is the project description. So we will need to have the complete document for this one.
So the University of Essex and FID is the same project?
Yes.
It's the same?
It's the same project?
Yes.
Yes, but this one is starting from page 15 and is ending at page 17. So it's just giving us the project description. So we want the prior document, the prior 1 to 15 and 17 to the end.
The one that says FID?
Yes, the one that said project description with the heading is Schedule 1, description of the activities of the retrocession beneficiary. Because I believe that this is what will allow us to have an insight and to be able to appreciate how the core beneficiary system has worked,
Okay.
and how they were able to manage the funds.
Right.
You understand? And how successful was it implemented.
So
we will be able to have a clean from that when we have the complete document.
So this is the project I was saying, it started in 2024, it's still ongoing?
It started in 2024?
Yes, it's still ongoing.
Oh, okay.
But
So
you
it
wanted to
doesn't,
see
when did this, that is the on-granting agreement?
The FID Essex project started
Yes.
last year.
Last year,
And it's
2020.
still ongoing. It expires in December.
It's not within our mandate, so we will leave that one. Please cancel that, what we need from this document. It's not within our mandate. We will need you to give us part 1 of the content information on the project for the sustainable waste management.
Sustainable?
Waste management.
What is the
the heading is the application form for multi-annual projects, bingo. That is to say the promotion of developmentally important projects by private German experts. This is the one you are executing in partnership with SOS.
Okay, the BMZ.
Yes. So this one also we will give it back to you.
What did you say you needed from that one?
The part 1.
Part 1.
Yes. We have this one, and it's what we have based on our records is clear because that was admitted.
I understand.
But it doesn't have everything. The MAZA, that is the European Union, the MAZA expenditure verification of the project, which covers the period January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. This one we will need the table of transaction, which is provided in Excel form, and also the table of errors provided in Excel form.
Table of transaction.
Yes, provided in as Excel file, and table of errors provided as Excel file. That is Annex 3.4 and Annex 3.3.
Annex 3.4 and
3.3 and 3.4. We have this one also. So we return this one, the one for FID, which is outside of our mandate. And for these other documents, I have highlighted what we will need from you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, now back to KMT. Do we know what was council's final decision in relation to the desirability of continuing with the project, considering the fact that since its inception, the bus service could not start operations?
So the desirability is still there. We applied for a grant recently, but it was cancelled. The grant itself was cancelled. But we are in the period of searching for grants. Also, we've had some advances with various vendors who wish to partner. The appetite is still there, but of course the debate as to whether we should move to other priorities is also there, but there's no conclusion on it.
Okay. Now, how many companies do you have apart from KMT?
We have KMT, we have KMM. KMM was Bakote Fish Market. It was later renamed to KMM.
Meaning?
Canifing Municipal Markets.
Okay.
And that's it. I think Charles Jow would not be considered.
Yes, a company. Now, what is the process when council wants to incorporate a company and they want to engage into business? What would be the process, the guiding tools in relation to making sure that it is in accordance with the relevant regulations?
Of course, we always consult our lawyer, but I think there's a section in the Finance and Audit Act,
right,
about councils wanting to engage in
investment, yes.
Investments.
So in 20?
20 investment.
Yes.
Yes, on 20, subject to the Act and guidelines as the minister shall prescribe, a council may engage in trade, commerce, or industry, invest in central government and central bank treasury bills, engage in real property development, and make any other investments that it deems fit.
Okay, so that would be the relevant section applicable.
I believe so.
All right.
I believe so.
Now, do you know whether, or is it known to council at the time as to whether the minister had prescribed any guidelines in relation to investment?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. Now, when we read section 20, it requires that to engage into any form of investment as outlined in section 20, there's A, engage in trade, commerce, or industry. B, invest in central government and central bank treasury bills. C, engage in real property development. And D, make any other investment as it may deem fit. Is it not the case that you will require a form of approval or to consultation with the Secretary of State, now the minister responsible?
I wouldn't say necessarily. I believe the ministry's job is to create these guidelines or regulations or policies.
Right.
But I don't think they exist. The council had Bakote Fish Market as an investment before. And the one we opened is the KMT.
Right.
But there's no set guidelines by the ministry.
Yes, I ask this because for other even companies or investment that may be the area council may engage in, even other area council may engage in the absence of a guideline. Because if you look at section 20, the wordings appear to be mandatory. It says, subject to this act and such guidelines as the Secretary of State shall prescribe. The council may engage. The may engage in trade, commerce, or industry, invest in central government and central bank and others. Now, if we don't have a guideline, is it prudent to consult the ministry in the Secretary of State or the minister, as the case may be, before investment?
I'm sure discussions have been held, but I'm not sure whether there was any formal engagement. But like I said, there's no guidelines from the ministry.
Yeah.
But one of the issues, I guess, we have with the ministry is not regular oversight or regular enactment of regulations or guidelines.
Okay. So just a last question on this. Did the council by any form engage the ministry on this investment?
To my knowledge, not formally.
Okay. Now, it also has a trickle-down effect. If you look at we see, for instance, KMT, they applied for loan.
KMT, yes.
Yes. And the general regulation going by the act is that you have to be cleared by the ministry if you are to apply for loans or overdraft, right?
For KMC?
For the area council, because the company would be a creature of the council or any council.
Right. So, yes, if I may. So one of the motivations for registering a limited liability company and investing in a limited liability company, so that we can bypass some of the restrictions that are placed on council.
Right.
Because the limited liability company would then be governed by different laws, the Companies Act and other laws. So
Yes.
this was based on the advice we received from our
from the council.
Yeah. So one policy we have, if any council company wants to engage in loans, it has to be limited to that company. KMC cannot guarantee those loans.
Yes.
So it has to be either the asset you are buying will serve as the collateral, or you can enter into partnership.
Okay. So that if you have companies or investment in area council, then you would not need every time that you have to have the company wants to apply for loans or overdrafts, that they need clearance. So like you said, that is an ineffective way. And so now, would it not have been better or prudent to just engage formally? Now, if you want to set up a company to meet the requirement, to engage formally the Secretary of State or the Minister, as the case may be, to just show your intention to engage into investment as Section 20 requires.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to work in tandem with central government and to partner with central government. But at the time, there was bad experiences, especially with the Mallet, where we wrote to the local government, and there was no interest to support the council. So I believe because of those bad experiences at the time, councillors believe it was just best to go it alone.
All right. Now, the other issue, well, I believe that will be the last issue for today. The other issue we will be discussing is the Mallet project. Can you just give us a background of the Mallet project and how KMC had a relationship with the Espas Motors?
Sure. So the Mallet project was an idea that was, I believe, inspired by one of the councillors. Initially, when we came into KMC, we had only 2 functioning second-hand tractors and 2 functioning second-hand, I think, trucks. And the council before us had engaged into a contract with a company called Nyanga Bantang to procure about 12 vehicles, if I'm correct. But they purchased those vehicles at $15 million second-hand, and those vehicles never walked a day in their life. So we even started a court case against that company, Nyanga Bantang, when we came, although I believe the matter is still stuck in court. So one of the councillors had the idea, if council could purchase a vehicle for every ward, that they could basically be multifunctional, road rehabilitation, waste collection, etc. and they thought it would be a good idea if those trucks could be used for commercial use as well, to charge little fees for sustainability purposes. It was a brilliant idea at the time, but the question was feasibility, sustainability. How do we ensure that, because the council did not have the resources? Also, would we be able to find willing partners? So the first was, how do we test? The idea was to ask various vendors about what is the potential cost for vehicles. When we asked the big vendors, several came and said, yes, it's possible at certain cost, etc. And then we tried to invite Birkama Area Council and Banjul City Council so that it can be a GBA waste sort of strategy, because we had set up a committee called the Intermunicipal Committee of the Greater Banjul area. And the 3 targeted areas was to create an intermunicipal lottery company, to create an intermunicipal waste management company, and to streamline our policies. But at the time, Birkama wasn't interested because they said they could not imagine fees to their constituents. Banjul said they were interested, but later said they would decide to go it alone. So KMC had to go it alone. So we basically, if I remember correctly, either advertised an EOI or the contracts committee advertised an RFP. But there was a lot of figuring out along the way, how can this work? Because there was no precedent of pre-financing, etc. So the contracts committee went ahead. We had 2 experts there, Mr. Kebe,
Yes.
and Mr. Barry, who were both experts in their own right, basically guided the council to the best method of procuring these services. At the time also, I met the minister and I informed him of our idea, but his counter idea was basically the government was requesting trucks from Turkey, and maybe we can get those trucks as gifts from Turkey. But I told him, well, we will try. If that comes, then salam. So we began the process. But I think we got bidders from TK Motors, and if I remember correctly, Espas Motors. And they both came to present, I believe, at the council, but only one was willing to pre-finance. So the advantage that Espas Motors had is because their group of companies owns a bank. So I guess they were in a position to pre-finance, which the others were not. So they entered into negotiation with the contracts committee. I believe the discount, the initial discount they were able to facilitate was $10 million after request from the council. And then later they were able to facilitate another $1 million. So the Mallet project was split into 2. The daily collection of waste from the households, which we considered part of the Mallet project. The collection of market waste, etc., which we classified under sanitation. So the question now, can we get the income required to sustain this project? Because that project could have been a hit or miss. And also, is the vendor willing to allow the trucks to serve as collateral? That was the second challenge, because we wanted 0 risk for KMC, and we could not use any KMC asset for collateral. So the vendor agreed with the contracts committee, and then I believe we agreed on a grace period of 6 months of non-payment, and then we purchased the required trucks. The project manager in charge was doing everything he could to ensure sustainability. So he projected an income of about, I believe, 2.6 million every month. If you add the household fees, the cost recovery, we call it cost recovery, charges to the businesses, and the dump site fees. It was projecting 2.6 million, I think, a month, which would have generated 30 million. Then mid-year, we also resolved at the General Council that if there was any failure in terms of reaching the revenue target, the council would budget and subsidize the project, because we believe that either way, this is a vital service the council has to provide, if not our biggest service, because we had 60 plus illegal dump sites around the municipality, and we spent a lot of money clearing them. The council before us had contracted one company, one of the councillors actually, to place trucks strategically around the municipality, and they would pay them, I think, 700,000 every month to clear illegal dumps. And plus, we used to hire bulldozers. So it was feasible, in our opinion. And our target was 3 years. We wanted full ownership of the vehicles. And we reached that target. And now the Mallet project serves as a precedent for other municipalities. We've seen other municipalities recently copy the same project in the same style. So it's a very successful project. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that background. Now, you spoke about a project manager.
Yes.
And who is this individual?
Bakari Singhate.
Bakari Singhate. Was he a regular, or is he a regular council employee, or?
No, so the council treated the project under PPP, and that was the premise in which the project manager was hired to ensure that he had the capacity to see the project through.
Okay. Now, do we have a project document for this?
I've seen so I was going through some of my files. I have I think the concept, the Mallet concept.
The concept note.
I think the concept that was developed in March 2019. The initial revenue projections, I believe. I have the MOU I spoke about between Banjul City Council. No, sorry. This is the wrong, not the wrong, it's the right document. This is with Continental.
What do you think?
This is the advice we received from the Attorney General's chambers.
Yes.
On the contract, things they felt that were not up to standard and needed to be corrected. Although there was a complaint that they should have received it before signage. This is some of the terms of reference of the project staff the project said they needed. The projected revenues for the first year. the work plan that was developed at concept stage, the request for quotation of tickets from the Gambia Public Printing Company, the data collection exercise to determine feasibility that was conducted in 28 March for 14 days with the WDCs. Okay, I found the project document.
Yes,
The project
thank you.
document for the Mallet. Or the project document, the annual work plan. This is a request from the IEC for data of the wards. Yes, I believe these are some of the information I have.
Very well.
Yes.
Do we know where we can get the originals?
I don't know because these are just copies I found in my file.
Okay, so who do you think we should ask?
It should be with the either the Department of Services or the Invalid Project Manager, BB Dabo. Although there's been change of management, I don't know.
Say BB Dabo, right?
BB Dabo is the project manager now.
Yeah. We apply to tender the following documents. The first is a letter from Carnifin Municipal Council addressed to the chairman, Independent Electoral Commission, with the subject request for information. Signed by Musa Abba, Deputy Mayor, on the 25th of March 2019. We have the Mallet Project Annual Work Plan for 2019. The date is that of 22nd of March 2019. Prepared by B. Singate. Who is B. Singate?
Bakari Singate.
Bakari
the
Singate.
project manager.
Okay. So you will consult Bakari Singate, which because the document is not signed. We have a memo from the technical advisor, as a Mallet project manager, the CEO, address to the CEO, sorry, and the Lord Mayor is copied, data services as well. The date is 28th of March 2019, signed by Bakari Singate. We have the letter from GPPC, that's Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation, addressed to Mr. Singate of KMC on the 4th of April 2019. The subject request for quotes for the printing, the quotas for the printing of tickets and in bracket cleansing services. We have the work plan as well. The date is 9th of April 2019. The KMC Mallet budget estimate. That is the estimated service charges for the first year ended 31st January 2019.